Welcome to Armchair Devs KIWAMI. In a normal episode of Armchair Devs, we spend several days composing the best game we can think of on a prompt. This show, however, is evil, and we do not have any time whatsoever. Will my 4 contestants survive? You'll have to find out in this episode of Armchair Devs KIWAMI. Hey everybody, welcome to Armchair Devs KIWAMI. I am your host for this episode, KZexcellent of KZexcellent.com. I brought with me 4 contestants who will learn that they have to pitch a nightmare to me. And the hope is that one of them wins, or at least comes out of this, I don't know, happy it's over. With me, as contestants, feature Dan Video Games of GigaBoots.com.
I'm extremely happy to be here.
Bob Video Games of GigaBoots.com.
I'm scared.
Dr. Aggro, alleged writer at GigaBoots.com sometimes.
Casey, I'm here because I trust you.
All right. And Mr. Feel, our Twitter guy.
Don't call me that.
Everyone's happy to be here. It's been a while since we did a Kiwami, as mentioned. They don't know what I've planned, where they will have to pitch me a video game of some sort. We'll go through a multiple different ways to find out what the game's all about. They have to grab things out of the air. It's rough. Now, it's time for me to reveal. Your prompt for this episode is, and the prompt is, I'm shipping a brand new console and I need launch games.
Ooh. I can think of launch game shaped things.
So what I've done is I've collected multiple prompts based on a variety of different video game ideas. And I'm just going to shuffle and random select these for each contestant, and then they'll have to bring me a launch game of that type.
Oh no.
I've got some real stinkers in here and some other stuff. So we'll have to see how this goes. First up, we'll start with Dan. I'm going to click random on my set here. Damn it. You fucking got it.
Yes.
Yours is Cinematic Prestige AAA game.
Yeah.
You must assemble something that fits that description. Coming up to Bob.
Okay.
A licensed Nickelodeon game. You must pick something that is based on a Nickelodeon property.
Great. You know, everybody wants those at a launch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This sucks because I already have ideas for Bob's.
Yes. Let's try for Feel. God, you're really hitting all of the bombs. You have to pick something based on a DC superhero.
Okay.
And finally, Dr. Aggro.
I'd like to reiterate that thing about trust.
This is the one I wanted you to get so bad. It's a game, but it must be based on an anime, but a disliked anime.
Oh.
You cannot pick anything that is well-liked.
Gotcha.
And those are what we have here. So these are the unfortunate things my contestants are going to have to go through. They are now going to have 2 minutes to come up with an elevator pitch, and we will come back and hear what they brought to me. We're going to get started right now.
God, are all modern Nickelodeon shows live action?
They still got SpongeBob. All right, I'm going to call time on this.
Oh, delightful.
I've written down so many things.
Me too.
I sure hope you have, Bob, because I'm going to open with you. You will have 15 seconds to tell me about your game, and you start whenever, your mouth starts moving.
Don't move your mouth. That's what he wants.
Right? Oh no! Nick Arcade 2 is a fascinating game show / entertainment exercise in the use of Kinect 2.
What did it be? 3?
No.
And time. Okay. All right. Phil, you're going to have 15 seconds when you start. Tell me about this game you have.
Superhero action meets magic and horror in Etrigan, The Demon Lives. Control Jason Blood, immortal knight of Camelot and host of the high-ranking rhyming demon Etrigan. Explore Gotham in various eras before Batman and stop the plot of the Demon Lord Trigon before he fucked and conceived his daughter Raven.
Okay, that's time.
Jesus Christ.
Very skilled. Dan, you're next. 15 seconds.
Chris Pratt stars as the likable main character in a brand new spin-off of the Uncharted franchise. Join him and Scarlett Johansson as Nathan Drake's daughter as they try to solve the mystery of the world-ending sky laser in Uncharted: The Forsaken Legacy.
It was really great when my company was launching a console and we just stole that IP. But thankfully, I have $5 trillion. That's also why we stole the Kinect. Oh boy. Dr. Aggro, show me what you got.
In Arrow Manga Sensei Doki Doki Dash, you must use your wits to navigate a minefield of romance and jail time. Isekai'd into a world of fiction and fantasy, you must avoid the Japanese FBI and find a way to make it back to your world without catching a rap for underage consortation.
I'm feeling
Time.
I'm feeling pretty good about my pitch.
Okay, so I've received 4 pitches for a launch title for a video game console. And man, this is what we have. All right. It's at this point where I unfortunately have to learn more.
We call this the reaping what you sow phase.
So I get to ask each contestant 2 questions. We're going to start with Dan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for Uncharted: The Forsaken Legacy, dig in with some of the story going on here. Need you to dig a little bit deeper.
Now, see, the cool thing is, if we can't clear those rights, because I am not sure what console we're making a game for, that was pretty ambiguous. We could just, it's detached enough from the main thing that it could just be, another Indiana Jones parody. That's fine. Everyone's fine with that. Anyways, getting into my game, we're trying to go for the Indiana Jones vibe, but a modern environment. So Scarlett Johansson's constantly going to be clowning on Chris Pratt with her amazing skills at treasure hunting and all of that, as they're trying to get to the bottom of a mystery that has every major government working together, trying to figure out why that sky laser appeared and how to stop it. It has been going for multiple days straight, and they figure the best way to do this is to solve some mystery involving treasure. This will come off a little similar to the movie Scoob, but no one's seen that, so we're good.
When I look at where Uncharted could go, I could think similar to Scoob. Phil, I'm gonna need you to describe the combat of Etrigan: The Demon Lives.
Etrigan.
Etrigan. Okay.
Well, you have 2 forms. You have Jason Blood, the human host of Etrigan, and then Etrigan himself. Jason Blood controls sort of like Control because he has guns based on what time period you're in, but also magic spells. So you have, you can aim and shoot your gun, but you'll also be able to like throw a fireball or throw guys up into the air or do stuff like that. Etrigan is melee focused and plays sort of like God of War 2018, where it's pretty close behind his back, and he's real powerful. Like, he just tears through the terrain and can like flip cars and stuff. But you don't get to have him all the time. It's only during certain sections because Jason Blood is trying to contain the demon, and each have their own bosses.
Ooh. All right. Very interesting. Aggro.
Yep.
Do you have any bosses? And if so, could you describe them?
I do. Really, the closest thing to bosses you're going to get are the four main girls in the story who are attempting to defile your pure and upstanding chastity. You see at any moment in the game where your respectability meter, for whatever reason, has dropped below a certain level while in a one-on-one social encounter, you will begin the Doki Doki Dash mode, wherein you have to perfect pass a QuickTime event in order to keep your hands to yourself, keep your eyes where they should be, and exit the room without recourse to violence or unsociable decibel levels.
I do like the use of quick-witted strategy in Aramanga Sensei Doki Doki Dash. I think that's Bob.
Yeah.
Nick Arcade 2.
What about it?
It's a well-known 90s game show featuring video games. There were many segments in that show where the premise was they would go over and play other video games.
Right.
What are some games you're offering in that part of the game of the show of the game?
Well, obviously, we couldn't get the actual rights to anything. So it's going to be blatant knockoffs of Sonic and Mario using sprites we've drawn over.
Ooh, brilliant. They can't get you for that.
No, they can't. It's totally legit.
Yeah, they sure can't.
We're going to even have more modern looking ones like Mario Odyssey, which replace character models that we modded in. And then these are just footage, so we don't need to actually get this to run on an engine. It's really cheap that way.
So wait. Nothing. I'll save my questions for later.
Oh, yeah. Hold that one close to your chest. Okay. You know what? I'm doubling up on Bob.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a very key part of Nick Arcade. I'm a big fan of the show, in case you didn't know. There's a part where there's a little fucking cartoon boy that runs across the board. Is that staying over? How are you changing or adding mechanics to landing on those spaces and moving around?
It'll be exactly the same, but instead of that kid, it's Alvin the Chipmunk.
What?
Well, we have the rights. Why not?
Okay, thanks. All right. Dan.
Hey.
You know, the recent outings of Uncharted games seemingly tried to inject some open world stuff into their AAA prestige linear game. Will you be doing that? And if so, describe it.
We won't be doing that because let me tell you what's harder than making the open world part of a game work well and integrate well into your game. Doing that in time for launch. So we will not be attempting anything open world. We're going for much more set piece style gameplay. We're going for much more grounded, maybe one might say mid gameplay. Perhaps way more stealth segments than there should be in order to give us a little bit of padding, and a lot of moments in this game where you're locked into place while the game plays around you, but you get to look at it and you go, wow, this is a pretty game. I'm glad I spent so much money on this console made by, I can't read the name on this box. It's been scratched out, but I'm glad I bought it.
It is the KZsoft
KZsoft. Why not KZ Hard, huh?
That's our pro model that'll come in the mid-gen refresh.
There you go. That's why not.
All right, so for feel, I'll move on to Etrigan, the Demon Lives. It's a DC property. There's a lot in that universe. What are some of the heroes or villains or well-known characters that may, in fact, be appearing in this older Gotham?
Well, you will meet in one of the more modern ones. You will meet Hitman, who is Tommy Monaghan, who is a character created by Garth Ennis, who is an assassin who has X-ray vision, but he doesn't have any other superpowers, so he just uses guns. And in one of the past timelines, you get to meet a version of Jonah Hex, who is like the cowboy with a melted face. And also you'll meet like lots of magic side DC characters like the Phantom Stranger and Dr. Fate, who I think just got cast as Sean Connery. Not Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan. You won't see characters like Superman or Batman until the post game, because all this is set before they entered action.
Okay, you seem to have a nice slate here. Why'd I do this? Dr. Agro.
Trusted you.
Fucking lashing out like my bad son. Now, you said this is an isekai at some point. I don't know, it's in my notes, so you must have said it.
Yes, your main character is isekai'd into the vibrant and detailed world of Aramanga Sensei.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask something about fantasy elements, but now that I know that it's a normal person being isekai'd into the worst thing possible, that's great. Instead, say the fucking Japanese police arrest you. Are there gameplay mechanics there, or is it just a fail state and then you warp back before? Or is there a mechanic where you go on parole? Like, I need to dig deeper into this cop thing.
Well, I mean, most of what you're doing during regular gameplay is establishing connections with various unsavory Japanese underworld figures attempting to get information and materials in order to build a machine to sort of bore your way back to your home reality. So if you can leverage certain connections you've made once arrested by the Japanese police to sort of break out of prison, but that really tends to lead to a gameplay spiral where your respectability level is always at an all-time low, which always makes you more vulnerable to entering Doki Doki Dash mode. So it's kind of a cost-benefit thing.
This is the most technologically advanced thinking about it game. There's a lot of systems that seem to be guiding Aramanga Sensei Doki Doki Dash.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity under the hood, but I mean, the whole thing kind of looks like a visual novel, so we are able to get in on time.
Okay. Well, the hardest part of this show, which is me having to ask you things, is mostly done. So that makes me feel pretty good. From here, it's time for a drawing prompt. How this works is I'm going to give it to you, and then you'll have 5 minutes to assemble what I'm asking for. For this one, I'm going to have you draw the box your game will be. I'm going to need your game case. Since this is a new console, the KZsoft, it means you get to make a new logo for it, the general look, so we could have a wide range of how it ends up looking. It doesn't even have to be a rectangle shape. Who knows what you could come up with? You'll have 5 minutes to draw your official case for your game. And that is going to, that's going to start now. And that's time. Virtual and physical pencils down. We've got ourselves 4 exciting drawings coming up here. I'm going to open with Dan's.
Fantastic. Give me just one moment to upload this masterpiece.
Let me see what Uncharted The Forsaken Legacy is going to look like on a shelf.
Well, the important thing to remember with this is that we're really pulling on star power, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to prominently feature our celebrities on the box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yes.
So it's important. I thought, most game boxes, they're pretty tall, right?
Yeah.
I think our console is more important than that. I think our games are more important than that. So I envisioned a world where our boxes were just as wide, in fact, a little bit wider than they were tall, almost approaching, let's say, board game type dimensions.
Ooh.
So here's the box art. As you can see, Chris Pratt and Scarlett Johansson are featured prominently on it.
They are.
That's them front and center. There's probably a temple behind them or something, but that's not really as important as that charming Chris Pratt smile that we all know and love, and that deep Scarlett Johansson gaze that we all appreciate.
Yeah, please look at me like that.
We've taken two of the most attractive people in Hollywood and smashed them together in this fantastic game. Unfortunately, the front side of the box doesn't have room. It doesn't have room for the man who portrayed Kylo Ren. We'll have to fill the back of the box with him.
Okay, that's great. We're going to be moving on to Feel. Please show me how Etrigan the Demon Lives will look like on shelf.
Okie dokie. Where to go? There it is. As you can see, it's a pretty big box because instead of using discs or cartridges, the KZsoft console uses a data balls, which are these grapefruit-sized glass balls that through an extremely proprietary and complicated reading method, they read the game off of.
Very cool.
Each game costs $240.
Hell yeah, let's Neo Geo that shit.
Well, they've got to be really good, so that's fine.
Yes, obviously. Look at our lineup.
Our ads are going to be really good. We'll really hit up the hardcore gamers who want a premium experience.
Real gamers have balls. Data balls.
Oh no!
Don't worry. Bundles in the future will just come in KZsoft egg cartons.
You can get Josh Peck to advertise your console.
We do. It's spherical. It's the best. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna go to Aggro next. Show me what Arrow Manga Sensei Doki Doki Dash looks like at a GameStop.
Right. Let me grab it here.
Interesting shape.
Yes, that is the patented KZsoft easy grip tab, so that you can just sort of tap that as it sticks out of your shelf and tilt the box out and grab it.
Fuck, that's brilliant.
Does it pull?
It's also visually distinct. It's guaranteed to raise customer viewer chance by 15% when scanning a game store shelf.
Jesus.
That is true. People stocking these are going to have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can I ask what you're doing? Are you performing some magical spell on the bottom of that box?
The cover depicts the main character finally completing his reality boring device and opening a magical portal.
Oh, that's cool.
While being chased by the police.
Did they just shoot the taser straight out of the car? Like, where are the wires?
It might be a driver San Francisco situation. They just try to run you down.
There are certain avenues in that game where the police just stop fucking around with you. Yeah.
Good. I try to save the best for last, so that's why I'm going to have Bob present the official game case for Nick Arcade 2 for the KZsoft.
Sure, I had to do some innovation here with the box.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
You see, it's a jewel case.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's because all KZsoft games are actually on old school CDs because they're retro.
Oh, shit.
Connect to?
Yeah, and then the red square lets you know it's required. You don't actually get to see that anywhere on the box, but you can ask the clerk, and he lets you know the red square means required.
Color coding's important.
Yeah, we'll put out a video ad that'll be like the colors of the KZsoft, and then really add it to the branding.
There's not too much room for like a logo and stuff because the border for the KZsoft takes up most of the box space as you're seeing.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
We need the section for the Connect 2 and the how required it is.
Wait, are there multiple grades of required?
Yeah, of course. Why else would it be color coded?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why that's there. You know, we'll do special like direct style presentations, and it's like this one will feature updates on red titles.
And if you look at the backs, you also see a special indicator like what it senses. This one senses your legs primarily.
So let me get this straight. Red means you need it, but
Yes.
green means you don't.
Hey. I don't know if there's going to be any that don't require it to some extent, but there's different levels of Connect 2. You can buy in at your own level Connect 2, whatever you want. You can get the leg sensor, you can get the arm sensor, or, the mouse sensor. That sometimes is important.
Oh god.
But the red means you need all of the sensors. You need to buy the full bundle.
Oh my god, please.
Well, I'm so glad that everyone took my lead in giving me different styles of cases, and sometimes how it'll be presented, whether it's a disc or a ball. Really happy about that. Normally, we decide whether or not it's a good idea to make you just tell me something about your game. I'm so interested in these games, I have to know. Bob, tell me something about Nick Arcade 2.
You will be able to make your own avatar for Nick Arcade.
Oh.
Because every game we have to just layer your graphics for that on top of it. So it looks similar to like an Xbox avatar, and they'll be doing all the motions that you're trying to do in the actual video game we've overlaid you in.
Okay, that's very good, because layering in the animation is very important when you enter the video zone.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. The hardest, the most insane thing in any TV show. Dan, anything?
So,
Yep.
in my game, as I mentioned before, actually, I'm not even sure I got around to saying it. Adam Driver is the villain. So that's why we want to showcase the villain on the back cover. However, we realize having 3 Hollywood celebrities is very, very expensive. So the bad guy will barely show up in the game. We want to do this to keep costs down and not, have to reshoot scenes. And also because Adam Driver, he might get upset if he sees a 3D model of himself acting. So we want to keep him in as few scenes as possible, as short of scenes as possible, and then just have him do a final boss fight at the end where he says nothing. So that way we don't have to get Adam back in to record some voice lines.
Very respectful to many actors, anxieties. Very forward thinking. Appreciate that. Aggro, anything about Aromanga Sensei Doki Doki Dash? You have the floor. Anything.
So the game has a calendar system, to keep track of events and when they happen. It's most important because every Saturday, all 4 of the girls are in the house at the same time, and also that's when most criminal types are able to conduct business. So you have to juggle both of these things at once. So you can either be looking down at your phone and conducting criminal business, or you can be looking up at a bank of security monitors telling you where in the house each of the girls is at any given moment. So you have to sort of split your attention between carrying on conversations with Yakuza underbosses and making sure you're not walking past the bathroom when the door might accidentally swing open and lower your respectability meter.
I think you're literally making what the government thought Night Trap was.
What?
I gotta
Yeah.
go. Well, thank you. Phil, it's your turn to set up a bomb.
So, any game with guns, you really want to have the BFG equivalent. Your BFG equivalent in Etrigan the Demon Lives will be the anti-demon rifle you have to commit a heist in hell to get, the Ace of Winchesters. Which is an actual thing from DC Comics. I did not make it up.
I'm always down with hell heists. All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show where I don't do anything because each contestant is going to have the opportunity to ask one question to their opponents. And we're going to start with Dan.
Fantastic. I've actually been preparing this whole time. Give me 1 second to pull up my document. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Phil,
Yes.
I wasn't fucking paying attention. Is Killer Croc in your game?
No.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Aggro,
Yeah.
would you say your pitch is respectable?
Yeah, I feel like it's going pretty well so far. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good to know. Bob,
Yeah.
the games in your game are videos. Is the primary gameplay overlaid on top like a Sega CD game or perhaps more like a Miku Hatsune game? I wrote this question before I found out Aggro was making Night Trap.
Yes, as I went over, you make your own avatar, and then you could overlay the avatar in these other games.
Okay. So give me like an example. Are you grabbing things? Are you running in place? What is it?
Say you're going through Mario World 1-1,
But not.
but not. Yeah, you're.
But let's pretend that it is.
Yes, you get to play as your own main character. Vaguely put over this thing that is not Mario, ostensibly, but is actually Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And you collect coins and see how many you can get by the end of the stage.
Okay. Cool. KZ, what were you thinking?
What?
I don't know. I was thinking some like weird fucking when he said videos. I was thinking, is this some Don Bluth Dragon's Lair shit where Mario Odyssey with big arrows appear like dong?
Weird. This Princess Peach is insanely horny. It's like she's a Playboy model they just drew over.
It's like, please calm down, Toadette.
Jesus.
It does get a little weird with the 3D games where you have to do this, and it gets very vague.
Ugh. Sounds terrible. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, Phil, your turn.
Dan, you're making a giant AAA game that's supposed to launch at the launch of a console. How compromised is it going to be?
Let me put it this way. If there's one thing streaming entire video games for years has taught me, most people do not notice when a large chunk of a video game is missing, except for me. I think we'll be fine.
That didn't answer the question.
We'll just cut out a chunk to make sure we make launch. It'll be fine. No one will notice. People are really bad at discerning this sort of thing.
We'll be compromised, but no one will know.
I'm gonna cheat and ask Dan a second character. What ethnicity is Scarlett Johansson supposed to be playing?
Well, as you can see, I drew her peach skin because I didn't have enough time to draw Chris Pratt. So presumably he is white like printer paper. She is peach skin. I don't know. Let's just say, is tanning bed an ethnicity?
Isn't she?
Hollywood thinks it is.
Oh my god.
Well, that's the experience we're going for, so that's perfect.
Aggro.
Yes, sir.
Will this game have CGs like a normal visual novel? How many CGs will there be if you have any?
Oh, let's see. Rough preliminary outlines puts the number at somewhere between 40 to 60.
That seems pretty normal. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Gonna go look up what that is.
Those are when they cut to like a fucking full-scale picture.
Yes, like a full illustration.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I mean, with the power of KZsoft's new console, every scene is going to feel like one of those things you said.
Sure. I believe you. Bob,
Yeah.
Did you get Fillmore back?
Yes, I know who that is, and he's back, baby. I hope he's not dead.
Fillmore, the host of Original Nick Arcade, is back.
Yeah, he seems to be working for Nick right now, so sure, it all works out.
Yep. 59 years old.
Okay, going to sleep now.
Okay, Feel's going to sleep now. Aggro.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
You seem to have a good chunk of a game that isn't Mario Odyssey in this project.
What of it?
Could you please explain to me the literal compression witchcraft you're going to do to put that on a CD?
Oh, well, maybe you didn't. It's the very low res video of it.
How low res are we talking?
Did you ever have that old? You got it when you went to Pizza Hut, and you bought a game for ID4, the Independence Day movie. You've seen those?
Yep.
Yeah, those video quality. That's about what we're looking at.
I don't know anything about this. I'm gonna need you to give me some sort of a resolution to understand it.
I think that was like 240 if we're lucky. Probably more like 180.
Okay, I'll just do that 180p with gameplay over it. I don't want to be too uncouth. Will the assets for the gameplay part that's over top of it be a higher resolution?
Of course, your machine's very powerful. It just has a very small medium to put it on.
So 4K?
4K resolution characters, yes.
Okay.
Hit clips are back. Dan, video games?
Hey, what's up? It's me, Dan Video Games.
That sounds plausible. You have crafted a large scale AAA launch of console sort of star driven project here.
Sure.
But you've got Chris Pratt in a leading role. How effective do you think he's going to be portraying the kind of incredibly sad dad character this will inevitably turn out to be?
So here's the thing. In my opinion, the launch of a console is never a time to try anything ambitious, new, contemporarily relevant, or even smart. So we're just going to do a 7th gen game. We're not doing the sad dad thing. You're just going to be Indiana Jones, but bad at it. And
okay, so we're going to shave his head?
Yeah, ScarJo's going to flex on you. No, his hair, as you can see in that image clearly, is gelled back.
So at a distance, he looks bald, but his scalp is a different color.
Yes, it's going to look like he has like weird, oily skin. It's just going to be gross kind of looking from a distance.
Mr. Feel.
Yes.
Etrigan the Demon Rises sounds badass as all hell. What can we expect from the soundtrack of a game like this?
Well, it's unfortunately we have to go with the sound DC's using right now, so it's going to be a lot of chanting and orchestral music. Except we have one guy hidden in a closet who's going to make music for the Etrigan sections, and he's like a rhythmic metal guy. We cannot send him emails. We have to pass notes under a door so executive doesn't discover he exists and try to fire him. So at least one half of the game will have good music.
Surprisingly punk rock and metal at the same time. All right, that's me.
All right, give me that name for the music again.
Rhythmic metal?
Okay. Very important. Very important. All right, I think it's Bob now.
Great, I have some questions here for Aggro.
Ooh.
All right.
The main feature of the Aramanga Sensei universe, I'm not sure if it will present itself. I need to check. When you're isekai to this world, do you get isekai with your sister?
No. That would be weird and gross.
I don't understand what the whole game's about then. Okay, follow-up question. I'm not sure how the KZ store works. Is there like an online version that I can download where I unlock the explicit content?
No, we here at KZsoft are an upstanding, family-oriented entertainment company, and the characters in this game are very young, Bob, and wanting explicit depictions of them is weird and gross.
Okay, just making sure. I'm just checking because I'm seeing the game you're laying down, and
Yeah, the game whose entire point is to keep your respectability meter above a certain level.
Thus his respectable pitch.
okay. Dan,
Yeah,
can you tell me about the sky laser at all? Like, what's the origin?
it's blue.
I'm not what I
It's
expected. Thank you.
Blue.
Oh, maybe. Let me. Okay, 1 second. Maybe it's not clear. A sky laser is a laser that's coming out of a structure or a thing on the ground and shooting into the sky.
Oh, this isn't one of the sky lasers from the sky. This is
No.
one of them going up. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I
this
can see how that got confusing. Yeah, no, this is one of those sky lasers that goes from the ground into the sky, and the sky looks weird, but the laser's blue.
okay.
Now watch a movie that's been made in the past 10 years that cost at least $80 to $90 million, and you may encounter this ancient relic.
Feel.
Yes.
Maybe you went over. Did you mention who your main antagonist force is in this game? Like, who are you fighting?
Trigon, the demon lord, who is Raven's father, but he hasn't fucked and conceived her yet.
Okay, I misheard you. I thought that you said that he was the main character infesting this guy's body. Okay. Will there be does he have spawn or something? Like, is he like a dark side where he throws out lots of little mini demons or something like that? Or?
You'll have to fight various villains and monsters in the DC universe before the final battle with Trigon.
I thought he was asking if Spawn was in this. I'm losing it.
I was
Right?
also like that. Like, did you buy that in full?
Like, Bob, that was my bit.
Well, now I want to know, is Spawn in your game?
Yeah, answer the question.
Yes, we gave Todd McFarlane millions of dollars.
Good.
You know what? I'm going to say give it to Phil. His game has Spawn.
All right, I'll add that to the note that said no Killer Croc, but we got Spawn.
Understandable sacrifices needed to be made.
I think that's everyone for me, right?
Okay. All right, well, everybody asked each other some questions, so from here, it's time for your final attack. Final statements for each person. You will have 15 seconds to give me some final words. This could be attacking the other opponents and bulking yourself up, whatever you want. We're going to start with aggro. Whenever you start speaking.
Eromanga Sensei Doki Doki Dash is the only game on this list that is guaranteed to ship on time and be in a genre that has numbers behind it.
Excellent and inspiring.
Nobody told me you could just lie on this show.
Didn't they?
That's kind of the whole point.
I actually have in my notes aggro is lying from a couple of questions ago. Feel 15 seconds.
My game will ship and be mostly but not completely done. Dan's won't be done at all. Aggros will get the worst people in the world to buy your console, and they won't spend money after that. And Bob is on a CD.
All right, you hit the time perfectly on that one. I'm very impressed. Dan, you're next.
Uncharted: The Forsaken Legacy is the type of game you can only ship at a console launch. Look, man, we got to do this. Let's do it now.
You definitely went under the line of time, which makes it even more impressive. You're just really hitting it in every area here. Finally, real interested to hear this last final statement. Bob.
I don't want Connect 2 to be underplayed in its importance. Connect 2 is the future. It is innovation. It is worth using a CD. No further statements.
Okay, thank you. What I'm going to do now with all of this information is I'm going to go away from you, all of you, and review these notes, come back with a little bit of feedback and a winner. So please give me a moment to breathe. And we're back. So I've reviewed all of my notes. It's time for me to give a little bit of feedback, starting with Dan.
Hi.
Uncharted: The Forsaken Legacy is a 7th gen video game.
Mm-hmm.
This has many pluses and minuses.
Mm-hmm.
The pluses is, for some reason, that might still review well,
Mm-hmm.
despite that being a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Star power can be good for the press.
Mhm.
You go up, you look at a box, you see those characters, those are good. It being Chris Pratt could be maybe problematic. I feel like they try to cancel that dude every like 3 weeks. We'll have to see how that goes. But who knows? Maybe it'll go to our benefit. And yeah, I don't want to think about your game anymore. So moving on to Bob.
Yeah.
I like Nick Arcade a lot. I'm a big fan. Very excited to watch exciting episodes. This is a Kinect game, though, with one 80p videos with 4K UI assets and Xbox Me avatars on it.
Yes.
And Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks as your board game equivalent. It's like a glorious thing that is beating you into submission at the same time. And different tiers of Kinect. There's a lot going on here. I feel like there's plenty of benefits to that or bad things. I won't say which ones are good or bad. I'll leave that up to the audience. Feel.
Yes.
Etrigan, the Demon Lives, seems cool. It's using a DC thing I've never heard of in my entire fucking life. Not once, but I know Trigon. Trigon's cool. I think it's really good that you put Batman, Superman in the post game. So whenever we promote this, we'll put them on the front of all marketing to trick people, but still be able to do something interesting. I can see some benefits there. And I like stealing things from hell. Big fan of that.
The post game is about stealing the election from George H.W. Bush, a thing that happened in DC Comics.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, Etrigan almost stole the Republican nomination from George H.W. Bush in 1988.
I thought you were going to say in hell.
Well, now, but the post game will be Superman and Batman trying to stop you from doing that.
Aggro. Aramanga Sensei Doki Doki Dash seems like a nightmare. and an isekai that doesn't take you to a fantasy world, but takes you to an anime world in which girls want to touch you, but they're all like 14, and that's bad.
I'm going to say that's the isekai genre condensed down as far as you could possibly condense it down into one drop.
Pretty much.
The fucking chicken stop, the fucking cube bullion of isekai.
It's like you
Essential
taste
oil.
it and it immediately shrivels your tongue up immediately. Like, no, we gotta make a sauce out of it. You're like, no, have the powder, snort it. There's a lot of systems going on in this. A lot of CGs that apparently the whole game will look like a CG at all times. Cool calendar system. I'm all about that. The fact that there will be no unrated version because they're minors. Big fan of that not being a thing. Sorry, Bob.
If I wasn't there, you wouldn't know.
You know, you're right. Thank you, Bob. You're always seeking out the truth like an FBI agent. The endless loop of hell that you can get into, where you keep going to jail and you break out, but then you keep falling back into jail because your respectability gets low, is really cool. I feel like live streams of this will be really funny, of compilations of people going, I can't avoid prison. Big fan of that. But there can only be one winner here. One winner that stands above one that stands above all. The winner for Armchair Devs KIWAMI is Mr. Feel.
Yeah!
I was really, you almost sank it. I was like, I came in here ready to hand it to you, and then you said that George H.W. Bush stuff, and I'm like,
I think that's a fantastic post game. Like, Etrigan, you can't run for president.
in terms of your game, I think it looks cool. I think it's really exciting. I should now point out that because you won, your game won't be made. Their games will be. Your career will live on. Theirs will die on impact when our console launches with Uncharted: The Forsaken Legacy, Nick Arcade 2 for the Connect 2, and Arrowmanga Sensei Doki Doki Dash, all priced at $90.
It's fine. Tim Sweeney will stumble out drunk and pick up my game one night, as he tends to do.
I think it all worked out. I'm very proud of everyone's pitches here today, all of their great games. I would like to thank everybody for listening to Armchair Devs KIWAMI. See you next time, where it'll be worse.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Armchair Devs. Podcasts like this and Big Think Dimension are only possible with viewer support. If you'd like to help us in the fight for good content, please show us your support over on patreon.com/gbpodcasts, where you can also listen to the extended pitches that couldn't make it into this episode.